If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Savasana. Why do we do it? What is the benefit? And how do we do it? Savasana means corpse pose. And the reason for doing Savasana is because you have just taken yourself through a yoga practice which has stimulated your mind, your body, your emotions, and all of that needs to rest. Physically, we need to rest because yoga is often a very physical practice, especially if you're doing a vinyasa style yoga. Emotionally, we need to rest because we have put our body through an experience, and our emotions are often deeply involved in that. Sometimes as we move our body, things will come up, and we need to be able to rest from that experience. And then mentally too, we've had to be thinking about moving our muscles, and maybe it's felt strange because yoga might be a new practice to you, and the body needs to rest. In yoga, we value movement as much as we value the rest. And Savasana is like the reward at the end of the practice. Now, it's just laying on the ground, right? You say? But sometimes laying on the ground can be uncomfortable for us depending on our physical needs. So there's lots of ways to approach Savasana. Let's try some together. When I do Savasana, I like to have props close by. You'll see that I've got a blanket, a bolster, and some blocks. And I'll show you how we might use those to benefit our Savasana. The traditional way to do Savasana is just to simply lay on the floor on your back. I like to take one leg to each edge of my mat, lay down, and then pull the arms by the sides. So also their palms open to the sky, shoulder blades pulled under, laying down. This feels great. Some people like to prop their head. Careful on that because you don't want to be pushing your chin into your chest. Just a really neutral spine is ideal. This can be challenging for a couple of different subsets of people. One, if you are pregnant, this is impossible. You are going to cut off the blood flow to your baby. Your legs are going to fall asleep. You're going to get dizzy and you're going to faint. So you need to elevate your knees. So that's one. We'll teach about that in a moment. Two, if you've got back struggles, elevating the knees really helps with that. So let's do that second variation next. We're just going to take this bolster, a pillow, a blanket, anything that feels comfortable that you can prop underneath your knees. So slide them underneath your knees and then lay back down again. This little bit of elevation tilts our pelvis so that it takes some of the pressure off of the back and can relieve that back pain. Plus, for pregnant women, you're not going to fall asleep too much. Pregnant women laying on your back flat after the second trimester is usually not advised. You can take this bolster onto your side and you can lay on your side. This is a great way to do Savasana if you're pregnant because there's lots of room for the baby and you're just propping yourself up, but you're still allowing yourself to rest. So great option is to have this bolster handy for those of us who need a little extra. So remember that your body has just gone through an energizing heating sequence. So you might get cold. Good to have a blanket close by you for a little comfort. Simple thing to do with a blanket is just to lay it over your body, right? That's pretty understandable. You're going to keep as we lay down, our body heat is going to lower. We're going to get cold. There's nothing worse than being cold during Savasana. So have a blanket close by to help you out. Some people will use a blanket. You can, again, like I showed before, prop your knees, right? Put that blanket underneath the knees. You can also use it under your neck. I would just be mindful of that practice because, again, we don't want to be pushing our neck up our chin up into our chest. So if you put it underneath your neck, really lightly folded, just to kind of support that cervical spine. Be careful of that. That's another way that you can use a prop. The third prop that I like to do in Shavasana, this one's also really great for pregnancy, is blocks. So we're going to take 2 blocks and put one block on the mat and the other block on the lower edge. So I've got the long edge and just flat. And they're about a foot apart. We're going to have to finagle these as we get into this position. And we're going to grab the bolster again and place it across the blocks. If you don't have a bolster, you can do this without the bolster. I'll show that in just a moment. We'll place our hips right up against that bolster and put our feet together, knees open to the side. So this is Baddha Konasana. This is going to be great on our pelvis. And lower yourself down so that your head catches that tall block. I have to move it just a little bit closer. And the second block, the lower block, is across your chest, which provides a beautiful chest opening position for our Shavasana. So this feels really great. Opens up the hips, tilts the pelvis, gives support to the back with the bolster, opens up our chest with the blocks in the place that they are. Wonderful for pregnancy because you're not laying flat on the ground. Lots of room for baby, and you can allow your hips to open. Hips get so tight when we're pregnant, and really support your back. So this is my go-to for pregnancy Shavasana. You can try it without the pillow. Say you don't have one, that's okay. You can do it without. We're still going to have these blocks set, but it's definitely important that we place the blocks in a comfortable position. I like them right at the base of the rib cage. And then of course, now I have to move it again. I like that block to catch my head. I have a ponytail, so it's not working very well. So I like that block to catch my head. And then you can bring your arms out to the side. This gives a little myofascial work into the back because the block is a little more sturdy than the bolster was. We're still getting that hip opening. We're still getting that chest opening. We're still supporting the spine in that Shavasana. So that's a lovely way to take a supported restorative Shavasana. So I've just shown a bunch of ways to do Shavasana. It is great to rest the body, rest the mind. Don't skip it. Make sure to take time to do your Shavasana. Give yourself that reward after your energizing yoga practice. Thanks so much. If you like this video, press the follow button and you can see me again. And I offer lots of great tips for yoga teachers and yoga beginners and ways to make yoga a beautiful part of your life.